Hi there, how's it going? Got a tickly cough? Great! Pancake. Here we have Sleepyhead Pancake. She has no idea what is going on in the world and doesn't care. Now during times like these, there's one thing that you should have, and that is bass. As well as maybe a vaccine, but we're talking about bass. Okay, so what we have here is FL Studio, and that's slightly blurry because that's my main screen and my name is right there in the corner. Because this is a legit copy of FL Studio. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to be putting a track into there, dropping it directly into the playlist, and I'm going to be altering the bass line on it. This track was made in 2013. It's not the best track in the world, but I want to sort out the bass line on it and put it on my second channel. So that is what I'm going to be doing during this lockdown that we're all going through together. Fun times. Okay, so let's see how well this works then. Down here is a little blurry, but that's there on purpose. Over in the top right hand corner, I've got OBS. Got to keep an eye on that because sometimes when I click on these, the screen doesn't change. Although I think I've configured it correctly right now. I did try it one time before and things didn't quite work out the way they were supposed to work. Right, so there's this one person that's messaged me a few times. He has no idea how to put a beat together, and anytime he sent me a video, he's done it all in this. All of it in that. I've tried to help him a bunch of times. I've just put some instruments there. Kick, snare, hats. So first of all, send these to a mixer track because you need them on a mixer track. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Also, you've got that, your tempo, that is the speed of the song. Set that to how you want it. Something simple. All right, so this is our first loop. We're going to put that there. Then we can zoom in on that. So that is just one thing that's looping over and over. So what you can do is go here, right click, clone, and it goes to pattern 2. That way when you bring this up again, you can make changes to this, and then when you click over here, it goes there, and you see that is different to the rest of them. Also that determines what plays, whether it's this, which is patterns, or that, which is this, the playlist, which is the song. Now if that doesn't help you, nothing will. Alright, so now let me begin. This is what I was going to do in the first place. So I'm just going to delete all these. I'm going to drag in the track that I'm going to edit. So I've had this track since like 2013. Alright, so here it is. You might have heard this before. Now, I'm just redoing this because it's an old track, and seeing as I'm putting all my old tracks onto my second channel, I thought I might as well. Now, I'm not exactly a fan of the way it was done, but because I'm putting all my old tracks onto my second channel, I'm just going to sort things out a little bit on this, because back then, I think this was made in like 2012, 2013, I was doing everything on headphones and sort of looking at EQs and stuff, the spectrum analyzers and that, but now I know what I'm doing. So I thought I'd take you through this, and maybe we can add some bass to this. Now I've got two other versions of this. One is slightly newer and the other one is slightly older. The newer one has a few more things added to it which I don't want, and the older one has a bass line on it which is too loud and it doesn't quite fit. Alright, so what I have here is an EQ, and with this what I'm going to do is high pass the bass. So this right here is going to be the high pass. And we'll take it all the way up to like... I'll take it to about there. And what I want to do on this side here is just loop that. Now there's vocals in this as well, which I'm not going to play here, but I think that should do. I'm also going to make some other alterations to this, like fade it in and maybe cut this like about that much off it, maybe around there somewhere. Just have it fade in. Right, so anyway, we have this high pass now, so I can get rid of that. Also, what you want to do if you're going to do something like this, if you click on that and then go to detect tempo, that'll tell you what BPM the track is in. So that is 140, and as you can see now, it matches up to these. And if you make music, you want to make sure that it does match up to these, because otherwise it's going to be all over the place. All right, so now we've got it all lined up. I could even add a kick to this, which I think I might do. And I'll also get rid of that, the beginning of it, because that's just too much. That snare is just too much, but there's nothing I can do about it. All right, so let's see if there's any stock kicks that will fit. If you've got FL Studio, you should have this folder right there. And there's that Range Rover again. If you saw yesterday's video, you'll know what I'm talking about. To the guy's credit, he does have it sounding fairly nice, but not quite as nice as mine, either of them. I'm just going to choose a random one. I'll let this play and I'll just go through them as it's playing. I think something like that might do. Nope. That one. Just go with that. Put that there. Assign this to mixer track number 2. K for kick. So this one right here I've just renamed to song. That is the one that the track is on. Alright. Now what I'll do, what I've done there is I've pressed the back button on my mouse. So I'm going to put that there. Extended it, and I'm just going to fill these kicks in to where I think it is. Okay. We're slightly off here. See that? Oh, balls. Hang on a second. All right. I'm just going to leave it there. See that? The kick is slightly off. So what we're going to do is go there. And I'm going to get rid of this. There. Like that. Sorted. Now, we're pretty much bang on. Yep, sorted. Now this, I can go like that. And again, I think this last one here is like that. See that? That is where the original kick was. Alright, so I'm going to do this for the rest of them, and basically I could just go like this, really. Now what I'll do is add a bass line to it, and I'm going to put a mixer track there and put a synth into it, and yeah. Alright, so here we have the synth, and you can use any synth you want because it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, forgot to mention that because I'm using the microphone that's attached to me, which is equalized for my voice, the bass on this might not sound very good. So it's Thursday right now, so by the time you see this, this track should be on my other channel. Check the description, I'll link it there before I make it public. Although that sort of means that it's public, doesn't it? Okay, so I've just altered the bass a little bit. I'm going to turn the volume down because it's super loud. Wow. That's making my blinds shake. Alright, I found something that works. Basically just this. So I'm going to put that in. Wow, that's about 25 hertz. Now, if you don't have a sub that gets that low, then you're not going to be able to hear that. So I'm going to have to add some distortion so you can hear that. Proper distortion, not what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Hopefully OBS is recording most of what I'm doing. I mean, I do have this camera too, so... Now what I can do is sidechain the kicks on the bass. It's basically ducking. That'll duck the bass anytime the kicks kick. I just don't like when the OBS decides to record the other screen instead of this one, which is the one I'm clicking on. Just solo the kick and the bass. Also what I want to do actually is low pass the kick. We don't need those high frequencies. Now I'm going to sidechain the bass. So basically just go like that. Boom, that goes in there. Add a limiter to the bass track. Fruity limiter, not just any old limiter. Otherwise you won't be able to do this. And then what you want to do is go over to here, sidechain, and just drag it up. Now if you've got multiple inputs on that, then if you right click it you can see the kick. If you've named these, that is, it'll pop up there. Press play, drag that down, drag that up. And there's your sidechain. Personally, I don't really want too much of it. I'm going to take this back now. What I want to do now is maybe add a bit of distortion. Okay, so I'm going to solo the bass and then I'm going to send it to this mixer track right here. But then I'm going to stop the bass from going to the master track. And on the track that I've sent it to, which is going to be that one, what I'm going to do is add this EQ to it. And then I'm going to high pass those low frequencies. All right, so you see that there, that thick line is the main fundamental of the bass. Anything else is harmonics. It's like secondary, third, fourth harmonics. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, before the EQ, because that is high passing everything, I'm going to add a saturation plugin. So what we've got is this. So now when I press play, there's distortion coming through and you can't quite hear that. So what I want to do is I'm going to just let this section play right there. And then I'm going to turn up the volume on that so you can hear it. So you see that? Don't know if you can hear that. But that is basically saturation, distortion, and you can see the other harmonics there, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And that is going to help us hear the bass on a system that has no bass. I think this is pretty much done then. What I want to do is render that out, change a few things here and there, maybe touch it up a little bit more, and render out the track, upload it, and edit the video, because this is going to be tomorrow, and tomorrow maybe I'll do another one, and we'll see how this whole lockdown goes. So yeah, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one.